Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. Today I will be talking about the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 in relation to Star Citizen. But before we begin, Tobii Gaming is hosting a sweepstake to celebrate the Star Citizen Spring Sale with CIG, and through a series of your actions, you can collect entries for a chance to win a Tobii Eye Tracker 5 or one of 10 Aurora MR starter packs in the Tobii Gaming Cross Star Citizen Spring Sale campaign. Also, now is the best time to purchase a Tobii Eye Tracker 5 as it is 15% off from the 7th of April until the 19th, which if you are in the market for one, is a great time to take advantage of this deal. Be sure to check out the description for more information, as well as links to either enter the sweepstake or get that 15% off deal. So a big thank you to Tobii for sponsoring this video, but please do be aware that I have been a user of the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 for what must be over a year now, so there was no way I was turning this opportunity away. That said, my thoughts and opinions here are my own. I have not been asked to say anything outside of highlighting the sweepstake and sale, and to just give my thoughts on the Tobii Eye Tracker and how I use it for Star Citizen. Also, I wouldn't do a sponsored video about anything unless I thought it was something that would benefit my community in the first place. I know a lot of my viewers are already users of Tobii or are in the market for one, so it is a great opportunity for me to talk about why I use it for Star Citizen and what it does for the overall experience. Now, this is not going to be a how to install, how to set up video for the Tobii Eye Tracker, more how I use it, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and basically how Tobii can just elevate your experience in Star Citizen. Now, for me, head tracking in Star Citizen has become a bit of a staple, and I really don't like playing without it anymore, as it adds so much to both flying the ships or driving the vehicles, using the operator seats, and even on foot as well, being able to look around freely while walking through the various locations, taking in all that detail that Star Citizen offers, maybe looking over your shoulder to see if your teammate is still okay or that no one is sneaking up on you, to sitting in an operator seat and seeing your crewmates just wandering around on the bridge. And of course, piloting a spaceship or driving a vehicle adds so much more to the feeling of being in control and knowing your surroundings. Now, CIG are really pushing to make Star Citizen as immersive as possible, and head tracking just allows that extra level of immersion that puts you right in the eyes of your character. Even just something as small as checking out the various items available to buy in the shops at a landing zone. It just gives you this feeling that you are actually there and you can reach out and grab them. Now, one of the biggest benefits of using Tobii, or head tracking in general, in Star Citizen is additional situational awareness that you would otherwise miss out on. Being able to accurately look around while in a combat situation gives you so much more information, so you can make a better informed decision on what to do next. And this is applicable for both in ships and on foot. One thing that I have always appreciated about head tracking, especially during my Arma 3 days, which will apply equally for Star Citizen, is the ability to remain undetected while moving around. In many games where head tracking is not available, when you are prone, for example, as you look around, your whole body moves, which increases your visual signature. And in gaming, FPS specifically, any slight change in the landscape players can pick up on. With head tracking, you have the option to only move your head, reducing your visual footprint, lowering the chance of a player spotting you and giving your position away. For ship-to-ship combat, the benefits are quite obvious, allowing you to visually track your target without losing it from line of sight. And in an environment with 6 degrees of freedom, this can give you the edge and often be the difference between life and death, allowing you to get a beat on your opponent as they fly past you. There is also a really cool feature with head tracking in Star Citizen called cockpit positional offsets. And this is not specifically just for the Tobii Eye Tracker, but it allows your character's body to move in the seat, leaning from side to side or forwards, giving more of a feeling that you are actually the character in the seat, allowing you to lean in and read the MFDs perhaps, or maybe lean to the side and get a view behind you, instead of the character just feeling stuck to the chair and only moving their heads. Now, one feature that is unique to Tobii Eye Tracker is the ability to use your eyes to look around, which allows you to scale how much input you prefer from your eyes moving versus your head. So you could have it completely eye dependable, or completely head dependable, or incrementally somewhere in between, which is great for that extra bit of visual fidelity should you want it. Now when streaming, I tend to turn this off as my eyes are flicking around reading chat, checking OBS and so on, so it's not really fun for the viewer, but sometimes when I'm not streaming, I'll put it at about 80% head influence, 20% eye influence, just for that extra bit of touch and visual quality. Now this will also be great for people who may have a disability and not be able to move their heads so well, so fully relying on your eyes instead. One additional feature that head tracking and Tobii's smoothness allows is external camera controls. As I continue to try and improve my content on YouTube visually, the ability to use your head to control the camera externally in third person really helps me to get incredible shots and keep in control without having to memorize multiple button configurations on a controller or the keypad, for example, like I have tried in the past. In order to capture that shot that I'm looking for, I can simply turn my head, and most times I actually find better shots than I was even intending, just because it gives you that swift freedom of movement to experiment. Now this isn't something that the everyday Star Citizen gamer will use, but I can assure you there is a lot of satisfaction when you just want to check out the game in all its glory, and you have this option to easily see everything from any angle that you want. Not to mention, for content creators out there, this really is a perfect assistant on stepping up the visual quality for any Star Citizen content. Another unique Tobii feature is the Tobii Ghost Bubble, which, if you are a content creator specifically, it allows your viewers to see exactly where you are looking at any given moment. Great if you are trying to explain what you are focusing on, maybe during a dogfight or while mining. Although this isn't something I use, it might be useful for future training or tutorial videos, or potentially during a stream when someone wants just a little extra insight into where I focus my attention, especially as Star Citizen develops further and UI and other systems get more complicated. Now when it comes to Tobii's ability to track, I have found it to be pretty flawless. It is never going to skew outside of taking a drink or scratching my face. It always recovers back to the center. But if you find it's not where you want it to be, you can bind a recenter key to instantly reset it. And generally, if I need to take a drink, I will just toggle it off using a keybind just so that my screen isn't flying all over the place. But in terms of usability, it is so straightforward and quite surprising how quickly you get used to it. Also, for Star Citizen, there are a ton of settings, options, and choices to really tune it to how you want it to be. All of this in-game in the Star Citizen game menu. I won't go through how I have it now, as it will take forever, but by all means do stop by on my stream and I will show you so that you can take a screenshot and then adjust it to your preferences from there. Now it does say that the device is not ideal for ultra-wide screens. I think 27 or 30 inches is optimal, but I have had no issues whatsoever using a Samsung G9, although most of the time I do have the resolution set to 2K at about 27 inch, mostly due to streaming, content creation, and that Star Citizen's UI is not quite native to the screen's resolution. But when I do have it set to the full 5120 by 1440, it has always performed flawlessly, plus many fellow Tobii users in my community who do use ultra-wide screens, and even those who wear glasses, have had no issues so far. The only problems I have heard about regarding Tobii from my community is with how it attaches to the monitor. Now it uses sticky back Velcro, and you stick it to the underside of the monitor and then stick on a magnetized plate which you then attach to the Tobii tracker. Now personally, I have had no issues with it staying on outside of me accidentally punching the device off when I'm reaching under my monitor, and I will say it has survived quite a lot of brutality from me in doing so, and shows absolutely no signs of damage at all, so big kudos there. But my monitor is quite thick underneath, and so I have a lot of room to stick the Velcro on, but there are many monitors which are far thinner that people say the device keeps dropping off, so do keep that in mind. I do find it strange though, for a piece of hardware at this price that is so well made, so well designed and solid in its construction, it seems very odd to have such a simplistic and rudimentary method of attaching it to the monitor. For the price, you would hope to have much more sophistication to this process beyond sticky back Velcro. And I really hope that this is something that Tobii can look into to find a better solution to suit the many various monitor types and sizes out there, with maybe some form of clip to make it more secure. Now, when it comes to performance, I am pretty blown away by how this device keeps tracking perfectly without fail. And some of the benefits to using Tobii over, say, other options are you don't have to wear the device on your headphones. It works perfectly in complete darkness as it uses infrared. Setup and configuration is extremely straightforward. It feels much smoother than anything else that I have used in the past. Plus, one massive win in my eyes is how they are working alongside CIG with their full support to get the head tracking experience as good as it can be. Now, the downsides are the attachment to the monitor method as mentioned previously, although in comparison to alternative devices like having to wear it, I would still much prefer this method of sticking it to the bottom of your monitor. The movement scale, I think, is not quite one-for-one input, meaning I'm sure that there is a very, very slight delay when turning your head and Tobii following, I think. But there certainly seems to be a minuscule delay, which I hope is something that can be improved with CIG's support perhaps, just decreasing that latency. But one thing that I would certainly like to see improved is the ability to look further behind you when you're on foot. In a seat, you can practically swivel almost all of the way, and to have more freedom of movement on foot would make the whole experience feel more natural. Now, I'm pretty certain this is something CIG need to allow in regards to maybe character IK, and the Tobii Eye Tracker will just work when that happens. But I'm putting it out there just in case CIG are listening. It would be very useful when on foot to be able to look much further behind. Now, I suppose the biggest drawback to Tobii over the other options is its price. It is 259 quid, which is by far the most expensive head tracking choice out there. Now, do I think the price tag is worth it? Yes, I do. And after using Tobii for a while, I would certainly say it's worth saving up for, as it does head tracking almost perfectly. But this choice is of course subjective to each person, and priority is important here. Do you have flight sticks? Is your PC capable of playing Star Citizen? Could it be upgraded? Could that money help go into getting into the game before looking into other peripherals? This is a personal choice, but in my opinion, if you want the best head tracking experience available on the market today, and you are happy to pay the price tag for that, then Tobii is the way to go. It is a complete package. You will not be let down by what it does and how well it does it, and you will soon realize that you just can't play Star Citizen without it anymore. But for me personally, I would always get things when they are on sale, and at 15% off, this is probably the best deal you'll get on the Tobii Eye Tracker 5, so take advantage of that if you were planning on buying it. For me, Tobii really makes Star Citizen an insanely immersive experience, and I think it is totally worth the investment, but as I say, it's a pricey device for head tracking, so that decision is yours. With that said though, that is what I think of the Tobii Eye Tracker 5. I use it daily when playing Star Citizen and streaming, so if you want more of a demonstration or even a screenshot of my settings as a starting point, by all means swing by my Twitch channel. It is twitch.tv/SuperMacBrother. You can check it out there. Feel free to ask me any of your questions. And as I say, I have been using Tobii for probably well over a year now and only have great things to say about it. And with 15% off, it is a great time to invest in this. Plus, best of luck with the sweepstake. But that brings us to the end. Again, a big thank you to Tobii for sponsoring this video and for creating such a great piece of kit. Hit the thumbs up if you don't mind, it does do the channel a big favour, and tick that notification bell if you would like to be notified when my videos go live. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.